Hi, my friend. It's Hope, and I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to English and Chill with Hope. This is a calm space where we learn English slowly, one gentle step at a time. No pressure, no rush. Just relax, take a slow breath, and let's begin. There is a feeling that does not have a name. It is not sadness, exactly. You are not crying. It is not anxiety, exactly. Your heart is not racing. It is not anger. It is not fear. It is not grief. It is heavier than all of those things and quieter. It feels like gravity got stronger, like someone placed a warm, invisible blanket of concrete on your chest. You can still breathe. You can still walk. You can still smile when someone talks to you. But underneath the smile, there is weight, a deep, tired, wordless weight. You feel it when you wake up in the morning. Before your eyes open, before your brain starts thinking, your body already knows. Today will be heavy. You feel it at your desk, staring at the screen. The words blur, your hands stop, and you think, I should be doing more. Why can't I do more? You feel it at night, lying in bed. The world is quiet, but you are not quiet. Inside you, everything is heavy and slow and thick, like walking through honey, like breathing through cloth. And the worst part? You cannot explain it. If someone asks, what's wrong? You say, I don't know, nothing specific. Everything just feels heavy. I know this feeling, my friend. I have lived inside it for weeks at a time, months. I have worn this weight like a second skin, and I have learned something about it that I want to share with you tonight. The heaviness is real, but it is not you. It is something you are carrying. And there is a way to find peace, not by removing the weight, but by discovering something deeper underneath it. But before we go deeper, I need to change something in your mind. Most people believe that peace means the absence of problems. They think, I will feel peaceful when my life is easy, when my job is stable, when my relationship is good, when my health is perfect, when everything is fixed. But that is not peace. That is luck, and luck does not last. Real peace is not about having a life with no storms. Real peace is about finding stillness inside the storm. It is not about the world becoming quiet. It is about you becoming quiet, even when the world is loud. Tonight, we will explore 5 pictures of what that looks like. 5 ways to find the deep, quiet, unshakable place inside you that the heaviness cannot reach. Imagine a ship, a wooden ship on the ocean. The sky is dark, the wind is howling, waves rise up tall, black, angry, and crash against the sides. The ship tilts left, then right, then left again. Water pours over the deck. The ropes snap, the mast groans. Everything is chaos. Everything is moving. Everything is loud and wild and terrifying. But the ship does not drift. The ship does not fly away into the storm. The ship does not disappear. Because underneath the water, deep below the surface, deep below the waves and the noise and the violence, there is an anchor, a heavy iron anchor, sitting on the ocean floor, quiet, still, unmoved, connected to the ship by a thick chain that holds firm even when everything above is falling apart. The anchor does not stop the storm. It cannot calm the wind. It cannot flatten the waves. It cannot make the sky blue again. But it does one thing, one essential, life-saving thing. It keeps the ship from drifting. It holds the ship in place until the storm passes. Peace is not about stopping the storm. It is about having an anchor deep enough to hold you while the storm passes. My friend, you are the ship right now. Your life is the ocean, and the storm, the heaviness, the stress, the overwhelm, the exhaustion that is the weather. It is real. It is loud. It is powerful. But you have an anchor. You might have forgotten about it. It might be buried under years of neglect, under layers of distraction and busyness and running. But it is there, deep inside you, heavy, still, waiting. What is your anchor? It is the part of you that knows, even when everything feels terrible, that you will survive this. The part of you that has survived every bad day before this one. The part of you that woke up this morning even when you did not want to. The part of you that is listening to these words right now, looking for light in the dark. That is your anchor. It is not positive thinking. It is not pretending everything is okay. It is something deeper. It is the quiet, stubborn knowledge that you are still here, that you have been through storms before, and that every single storm in your life has eventually passed. Every single one, without exception. This one will pass too. You just need to hold the chain and wait. Now I want to take you somewhere. Not up, not out, down. Imagine the ocean again. But this time, do not look at the surface. Do not look at the waves. Do not look at the storm. Go under. Dive down. 10 meters. 20, 30, 50, 100 meters below the surface. What do you find? Silence. Complete, absolute, undisturbed silence. The water is dark blue, almost black, but it is not scary. It is calm. It is heavy, in a different way. Not the heaviness of pain, but the heaviness of depth, of weight that holds you. Of pressure that does not crush but embraces. Down here, the storm does not exist. The waves are a memory. The wind is a rumor from another world. Down here, there is only stillness, only peace, only the slow, ancient rhythm of the deep. Fish move through the water without hurrying. Currents flow without sound. Everything is slow. Everything is patient. Everything is profoundly, magnificently still. You are not the waves on the surface. You are the deep ocean underneath, still, vast, and untouched by the storm. My friend, I want you to try something right now. Not later, not tomorrow, right now. Close your eyes. If you are somewhere safe, close your eyes. Take a slow breath in. Hold it. Now breathe out. Even slower. Now imagine you are sinking. Not falling, sinking, gently, like a leaf floating down through water. Slowly, softly, peacefully. You are leaving the surface behind. The noise, the stress, the notifications, the to-do list, the arguments, the worry about tomorrow, the guilt about yesterday. Let it all stay on the surface. You are going deeper, down past the fear, down past the anger, down past the voice that says you should be doing more, down past the shame, down past the comparison, down past the exhaustion. And you arrive somewhere quiet, a place that is yours, a place that no storm can reach, a place that has been here the whole time waiting for you. Patient, still, full of silence. Stay here for a moment. Just 10 seconds. Feel the stillness around you. Feel the weight of the deep water holding you, not crushing you. This is peace. Not the absence of the storm, but the depth underneath it. You can come here anytime. Not by changing your life, not by fixing your problems, not by waiting for the heaviness to leave, just by closing your eyes, taking one breath, and going down. In our episode about overthinking, we talked about the jar of muddy water, how the mud settles when you stop stirring. The deep ocean is the same idea, but bigger. You are not just a jar. You are an ocean, and your deepest self has never been disturbed. Not once. Not by any storm. Now I want to tell you about something painful, but something true. Imagine a grape. A single, perfect grape. Round, smooth, purple, full of juice, warm from the sun. This grape has been growing on the vine all summer. Weeks and weeks of patience, soaking in the morning sun, drinking the afternoon rain, feeling the wind move through the leaves, getting sweeter, getting fuller, getting more beautiful every day. The grape is happy on the vine. The grape is comfortable. The grape thinks, "This is my life. This is good. I will stay here forever." And then, harvest day comes. A hand reaches through the leaves, fingers close around the grape. It is pulled from the vine, the only home it has ever known. And then it is crushed. Not gently, not carefully, not with kindness. It is crushed. Completely. The skin breaks open. The juice runs out, red and dark and warm. The seeds scatter. The pulp is destroyed. Everything the grape was, its shape, its form, its identity is gone. The grape can never go back to being a grape. It is over, shattered, broken beyond repair. And if you were the grape, if you were inside that moment of crushing, you would think, "This is the end. This is destruction. Everything I was is gone. I am ruined. There is nothing left." But here is what the grape does not know, what it cannot see from inside the darkness of the crushing. The juice that runs out, the juice that the grape thought was its life force, its loss, its death, that juice is collected, it is gathered, it is placed in a dark barrel, and it sits for weeks, for months, for years, and slowly, quietly, in the darkness, it becomes wine. Wine. Something the grape could never have imagined. Something richer, deeper, more complex, more valuable. Something that brings people together. Something that marks celebrations. Something that ages and gets better with time, not worse. Something that could not exist without the crushing. The crushing feels like the end, but it is just the grape becoming wine. My friend, maybe you are being crushed right now. Maybe life is pressing down on you from every side. Your job, your health, your relationships, your finances, your loneliness, your confusion about who you are and where you are going, and whether any of this will ever get better. And it feels like everything is falling apart, like the skin is breaking, like the juice is running out, like you are losing yourself, like you will never be whole again. But I want you to consider something tonight, something you cannot see from inside the crushing. What if this is not the end? What if this is the process? What if the heaviness you feel right now is not punishment? What if it is not failure? What if it is not proof that God or the universe or life has forgotten about you? What if it is the transformation, the necessary, painful, beautiful transformation that is turning you into something you could not become any other way? Wine is more valuable than a grape. Wine is stronger. Wine survives longer. Wine does not rot on the vine in the winter. Wine does not need perfect weather to exist. Wine has been through the darkness and the pressure and the waiting, and it came out deeper, richer, more alive than the grape ever was. That is what is happening to you right now. in the heaviness, in the pain, in the nights that feel too long, and the mornings that feel too hard. You are not falling apart, my friend. You are being transformed. And one day, not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day you will taste the wine, and you will understand why the crushing had to happen. In our episode about not wasting your life, we talked about the seed jar seeds that wait for the right soil. The grape is different. The grape does not wait. The grape is taken into the crushing and comes out as something entirely new, something that could not exist without the suffering. Your heaviness is not wasted, not a single drop. Let me bring you back to something simple now. Imagine you are walking outside, and it starts to rain. Not a light rain, a heavy, cold, relentless rain. You are wearing a coat, a thick fabric coat, and the rain soaks into it, drop by drop, layer by layer. The coat gets heavier and heavier and heavier. After 30 minutes of walking, the coat weighs 3 times what it normally weighs. Your shoulders ache, your back hurts. Every step takes more effort. You are exhausted, not because the walk is long, but because the coat is so heavy. And here is the thought that most people never have. The heaviness is the coat, not you. You are not heavy. You are not tired because you are weak. You are tired because you are carrying something heavy. There is a difference, a huge, life-changing difference. The rain is your life circumstances, the things happening around you, the stress, the pressure, the demands. You cannot control the rain. You cannot stop it from falling. It falls on everyone. But the coat is how you carry it. The coat is your response, your habits, your self-talk, your isolation, your refusal to ask for help, your scrolling at midnight, your pretending everything is fine, your inability to say no when you need to say no. The rain makes the coat wet, but it is the coat that makes you heavy. The heaviness you feel is not who you are. It is what you are wearing, and you can take it off. So how do you take off the coat? Not all at once. That is too hard. One layer at a time. One layer might be, stop saying I'm fine when you are not fine. Just say, today is hard. That is honest, and honesty is lighter than pretending. One layer might be, sit with the feeling instead of running from it. In our episode about letting go, we talked about swimming while holding a rock. The coat is the same something you can release. Not the emotion itself, but the way you grip it. The way you refuse to let anyone see it. The way you carry it alone. One layer might be, turn off your phone for 20 minutes and just feel the air. Feel the silence. Feel the weight of your own body on the chair. Let the heaviness exist without trying to fix it, without analyzing it, without asking, why do I feel this way? Sometimes the heaviest thing is not the feeling. It is the constant trying to understand the feeling, the constant asking, the constant solving. What if just for tonight you stopped asking why and just let yourself feel heavy? Not forever, just for tonight. Feel your body right now, my friend. Really feel it. Feel your shoulders. Are they high, tight, pulled up toward your ears? Let them drop. Just let them fall. Feel your jaw. Is it clenched? Let it open. Just a little. Let your tongue rest soft. Feel your hands. Are they fists? Open them. Let your palms face up. Let your fingers curl naturally, softly. That is one layer of the coat removed, just by noticing, just by feeling, just by choosing to be soft instead of tight. The rain is still falling, but the coat is a little lighter now. One last last picture for you tonight, my friend, and I want you to hold this one close, closer than the others. Imagine a lighthouse, a tall white lighthouse standing on a cliff above the ocean. Old stone, thick walls, a narrow staircase spiraling up inside, and at the top, a room of glass, and inside the glass, a light. One single, steady flame. The storm is raging outside. Waves crash against the rocks below so loud you can feel the vibration in the stone. The wind screams through the cracks in the windows. The rain falls sideways, hitting the glass like tiny fists. Lightning splits the sky in two. Thunder shakes the floor. And the lighthouse just stands there. It does not fight the storm. It does not run from the waves. It does not argue with the wind. It does not scream back at the thunder. It does not ask the sky, "Why are you doing this to me? What did I do to deserve this?" It just stands there, quiet, still, rooted in the rock. And it shines. One steady beam of light, cutting through the darkness, rotating, slowly, calmly, around and around and around, through the rain, through the mist, through the blackest part of the night. Not a big light, not the sun, not a spotlight, just one honest, warm, steady beam. Enough for a lost ship to see through the storm, enough for a frightened sailor to find the shore, enough to say, across miles of dark water, "You are not lost. There is land here. There is safety. Keep coming. Keep going. I am here." The lighthouse does not stop the storm. The lighthouse cannot make the ocean calm. The lighthouse has no power over the wind, or the rain, or the darkness. But the lighthouse does the one thing that matters most. The one thing no storm can prevent. The one thing that changes everything. It shines, despite everything, through everything, in the middle of everything. You are not the storm, you are the lighthouse, and even on the heaviest night, you are still shining. My friend, I want you to hear this, not with your ears, with your heart. You have been shining through storms your entire life, and you probably never noticed, because when you are the lighthouse, you do not see your own light. You only see the storm. You only feel the wind. You only hear the waves, and you think, "I am not doing anything. I am just standing here. I am just surviving." But surviving is shining. Every morning you got out of bed when your body begged you to stay, that was light. Every time you smiled at a stranger, when your heart was breaking inside, that was light. Every word of English you learned when your brain was exhausted and your confidence was gone, that was light. Every day, you did not give up, even though giving up would have been so much easier, so much softer, so much more tempting. That was the brightest light of all. You are not the storm, my friend. You are not the waves. You are not the wind. You are not the darkness. You are the lighthouse, built on rock, standing on the edge of the cliff, facing the worst the world can throw at you, cracked by the salt, worn by the wind, tired by the years, but standing, still standing, and still shining. Do not let the heaviness convince you that your light has gone out. It has not. I can see it from here, across the water, through the mist, small but steady, warm and real. And so can the people around you, even the ones who never say it, even the ones who do not know how to say it. They feel your warmth. They see your light. They are guided by it. Even when you think no one is watching, your light is not big. It is not dramatic. It is not the sun, but it is yours, and it is enough. It has always been enough. So, my friend, here is a gentle invitation for tonight. Do not try to fix the heaviness. Do not try to understand it. Do not try to push it away or analyze it or solve it. Just sit with it for 5 minutes tonight. Find a quiet place. Sit down. Put both feet on the floor. Put your hands on your knees and close your eyes. And say inside your heart or out loud if you are alone, I feel heavy right now, and that is okay. The heaviness is not me. It is something I am carrying, and I do not have to carry it alone, and I do not have to carry it forever. 2, 2, 2, 2. Then breathe. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Slowly, 3 times. And imagine yourself going deep, past the surface, past the waves, past the noise, down to the still, dark, quiet place inside you that the storm has never touched. Stay there, just for a moment, just for a breath, and know that this place is yours. No one can take it. No storm can reach it. No heaviness can fill it. This is your deep ocean. This is your anchor. This is your lighthouse. And it will be here tomorrow too, and the day after, and the day after that. You do not have to be okay to be at peace. Peace lives deeper than okay. Let me leave you with these pictures tonight, my friend. Carry them with you. Into tomorrow, into the next heavy day, into the next storm. You are a ship in a storm. The waves are high. The wind is screaming. The deck is flooding. But deep below the water, where no one can see, your anchor holds. Heavy, still, faithful. It does not stop the storm. It holds you steady until the storm passes. And my friend, storms always pass. Always. This one will too. You are the ocean. Not the surface, wild, chaotic, loud, covered in white foam. You are the deep, 100 meters below, where the water is still, where the silence is ancient, where nothing, not the worst wave, not the loudest wind has ever reached. You can go there anytime, with one breath, with one closed eye, with one moment of surrender. You are a grape being crushed, and it hurts. God, it hurts. More than you can say, more than you can explain to anyone who has not been crushed themselves. But what comes out of you is not destruction. It is wine, something richer, something stronger, something that could not exist without the pain. Trust the process, even when it makes no sense, especially when it makes no sense. You are walking in the rain, wearing a heavy coat. The rain is life. You cannot stop it. No one can. But the coat, the way you carry the weight, the way you hold the pain, the way you refuse to let anyone help that you can change. One layer at a time, one honest word at a time, one open palm at a time. And you are a lighthouse, standing on the edge of the darkest cliff, in the worst storm of your life, cracked, worn, tired beyond words, and you are still shining, not because the storm is over, not because you are fearless, but because shining is what you do. It is who you are. It is what you were built for. You are not the heaviness, my friend. You are not the weight. You are not the darkness. You are the thing that shines through it. And tonight, right now, I see your light. Even if you cannot see it yourself, I see it, and it is beautiful. Thank you for being here today, my friend. Thank you for choosing to spend this quiet time with me. Your presence in this cozy space means more than you know. If this episode gave you a moment of peace, I would love it if you tap like and subscribe to the channel, not for the numbers, but because every small click helps someone else find this quiet corner when they need it most. Take care of your heart tonight. Be gentle with your soul. I am so proud of you for being here. Goodbye for now, friend. Hi, my friend. It's Hope, and I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to English and Chill with Hope. This is a calm space where we learn English slowly, one gentle step at a time. No pressure, no rush. Just relax, take a slow breath, and let's begin. I want to try something right now. Before I say anything else, stop and listen. Not to my voice, to everything else. What can you hear? Maybe you hear traffic outside, cars moving, a bus stopping, a motorbike far away. Maybe you hear a fan or an air conditioner, that low, steady hum that never stops but you never notice. Maybe you hear your own breathing, the sound of air moving in and out of your body. Maybe you hear a clock, footsteps in another room, a dog barking somewhere in the distance, music from a neighbor's window. Can you hear it, all of it, at the same time? Now let me ask you something. Before I asked you to listen, were you hearing any of those sounds? Or were they invisible, hidden, like wallpaper you stopped seeing years ago? This is what the modern world does to you. It fills your ears with so much noise, so many sounds, so many notifications, so many voices, so many buzzes and beeps and hums that your brain learns to ignore almost everything. And that sounds like a good thing. It sounds like your brain is being smart, filtering, protecting you. But there is a cost, a heavy cost. When your brain is constantly filtering noise all day, every day, even in your sleep, it gets tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep can fix. A deeper tired, a tired in your bones, in your focus, in your patience, in your ability to think clearly. You feel it as brain fog, as forgetfulness, as that moment when someone is talking to you and you realize you have not heard a single word. You are not losing your mind. You are drowning in noise. And tonight, I want to teach you how to find stillness, not by making the world quiet, but by changing the way you listen. But first, I need to change one idea in your mind. Most people think stillness means silence. No sound, no movement, no noise. But that is not stillness. That is just an empty room. And empty rooms are hard to find in the real world. True stillness is not the absence of noise. It is a different relationship with noise. It is hearing the sounds without being controlled by them. It is listening with choice instead of panic. Tonight, we will explore 5 pictures of what this looks like. 5 gentle ways to find the quiet place inside you, even when the world outside is loud. Imagine you are walking through a forest. The trees are tall, the path is narrow. The air smells like wet earth and green leaves. And then you hear it, a sound growing louder with every step. Water. You come around a bend, and there it is, a waterfall. Massive, powerful. Water crashing down from a cliff into a pool of white foam. The sound is so loud, you cannot hear your own thoughts. It fills your ears. It fills your chest. It fills the air. This is what your world sounds like. Not just today, every day. The waterfall of modern life. Your phone buzzes. Notification. Ping. Someone posted something. Someone sent something. Someone needs something. The street outside is humming. Cars, construction, sirens, music from shops, conversations you did not ask to hear. Even in your home, the noise continues. The refrigerator hums. The air conditioner breathes. The television talks to no one. Your thoughts, your own thoughts, are the loudest noise of all. It never stops. The waterfall never stops. And your brain has learned to ignore it, to push the sound into the background, to pretend it is not there. This is how your brain protects you, by turning the volume down on everything. But here is what your brain does not tell you. Turning the volume down on everything also turns the volume down on peace, on clarity, on your own inner voice, on the small, quiet sounds that make life beautiful. Now, imagine something else. Behind the waterfall, hidden by the curtain of water, there is a cave. A dry, quiet, warm cave. The waterfall roars in front of it, but inside the cave, the sound is muffled, soft, like listening to rain from inside a house. You can still hear the water, but it does not hurt. It does not overwhelm. It becomes background music instead of an attack. You do not need to stop the waterfall. You just need to find the cave behind it. My friend, the cave exists inside you. It is not a place you go to. It is a way you listen, a way you receive the world. Right now, you are standing in the waterfall. The noise is hitting you directly. Every sound, every buzz, every notification crashes against your mind like water against rock. But if you take one step back, one small, conscious step, you enter the cave. The noise does not stop. But your relationship with it changes. You hear it differently. You feel it differently. That step is awareness. It is the moment you say, I hear the noise, but I am not the noise. In our episode about starting your day with peace, we talked about the morning lake, how the first notification is like a stone thrown into still water. The waterfall is what happens when you throw stones all day, every day, for years. The water is never still, but the cave is always there, behind the noise, waiting. Let me tell you about a fisherman. He sits by a river every morning. The river is not quiet. Boats pass by, their engines growling. Children play on the bank shouting, laughing. Other fishermen call to each other across the water. Birds sing in the trees above. The river is full of sound, full of life, full of noise. But the fisherman does not hear any of it, not because he is deaf, but because he is listening for something specific. He is listening for the fish, the tiny splash, the soft ripple, the gentle pull on the line. He has trained his ears to hear one thing, and by choosing what to hear, everything else becomes quiet. Not silent, just unimportant. Background, wallpaper. This is the secret of deep listening. You do not need silence. You need focus. You need to choose what to hear. Stillness is not hearing nothing. It is choosing what to listen to. My friend, I want you to try this right now. A small exercise. It will take 30 seconds. First, listen for the farthest sound you can hear, the most distant sound. Maybe a car on a road far away, maybe an airplane high above, maybe a voice in another building. Find it. Hold it in your ear. Now, let that sound go and listen for the closest sound, the nearest one. Maybe your own breathing, maybe the fabric of your clothes moving, maybe the buzz of your phone on the table. Find the smallest, closest sound. Can you feel the difference? The way your brain shifts, the way your attention moves like a spotlight from far to near? That shift is power. That shift is control. Because in that moment, you were not a victim of the noise. You were choosing what to hear. You were the fisherman picking your sound from the river. Now, try one more thing. Listen for a sound you have never noticed before. Something that has always been there, but you have never paid attention to. Maybe the hum of electricity in the walls. Maybe the rhythm of your heartbeat. Maybe the way the air moves differently near a window. Find something new, something hidden, something that was always there waiting to be heard. That feeling, that moment of discovering a sound you never noticed, that is what stillness feels like. Not the absence of noise, but the presence of attention. Imagine a window, a big window in your living room. When the window is clean, you can see everything outside: the trees, the sky, the people walking by, the colors of the sunset, the light coming through warm and golden and alive. The world looks sharp, beautiful, full of detail, but over time, dust collects on the glass. A thin layer. You do not notice it. Then another layer, still invisible. Then another and another, slowly, day by day, week by week, month by month. You do not see it happening. The change is too small, too slow, like aging, like forgetting, like losing yourself one tiny piece at a time. But one morning, you stand by the window and you look outside, and everything looks gray, blurry, dull. The trees are just shapes. The sky is flat. The sunset has no color. The world looks tired, old, faded. And you think, what happened? The world has changed. Everything used to be so beautiful. Now, everything looks worse. Everything feels worse. But the world has not changed, my friend. Not one bit. The trees are still green. The sky is still blue. The sunset is still golden. The window is dirty. That is all. The dust is between you and the beauty. Between you and the world. Between you and life. Your mind is that window. And noise is the dust. Every notification you did not need to see, a layer of dust. Every news headline that made you afraid, a layer. Every hour of scrolling through other people's lives, a layer. Every podcast playing in the background while you eat, while you walk, while you work, layer after layer after layer. Not because these things are evil, but because they never stop. And your mind never gets a chance to be wiped clean. The world did not get darker. Your window got dusty. Clean it from the inside. And here is what is beautiful about this, what I love about this picture. When you clean the window, you do not change the world outside. You do not need to fix the trees. You do not need to repaint the sky. You do not need to make the sunset brighter. The beauty was always there. You just could not see it through the dust. You just removed the layers. You just stopped adding new ones. You just gave your mind 5 minutes, 5 quiet, empty, beautiful minutes, without input, without information, without noise, without opinion, without content. And something happens inside you when you do that. Something real, something you can feel in your body. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw unclenches. Your breathing slows down. Not because you told it to, but because when your brain stops scanning every sound for danger, stops filtering, stops processing, stops defending, it finally rests. Like a muscle that has been tight for hours. Like a fist that has been clenched all day. It just lets go. Your heart finds a calmer beat, a steadier rhythm. Your thoughts slow down. From a river to a stream. From a storm to a breeze. From shouting to whispering. This is not magic, my friend. This is not meditation for experts. This is your body remembering what quiet feels like. This is your nervous system saying, oh, we are safe. There is no danger. We can rest now. Finally, we can rest. Ow, ow, ow. In our episode about overthinking, we talked about the jar of muddy water, how the mud settles when you stop stirring. The dusty window is the same truth, seen from a different angle. The clarity is already there, behind the dust, behind the noise. You just have to stop adding layers long enough to see it. Do you know what a tuning fork is? It is a small metal tool, shaped like the letter U. Musicians use it. When you hit it, it vibrates. It makes one perfect, clear note, one sound, one frequency. And here is the amazing thing. If you put a tuning fork next to another tuning fork and you hit the first one, the second one starts to vibrate too, without being touched, just from being near the first one. This is called resonance, one vibration causing another. Your mind works the same way. When you are near angry people, you start to feel angry. When you are near anxious people, you start to feel anxious. When you are surrounded by loud, fast, chaotic noise, your mind becomes loud, fast, and chaotic. You are vibrating with whatever is around you. Without choosing, without knowing, you become the frequency you surround yourself with. Choose your vibration carefully. So how do you choose? How do you pick your frequency in a world that is always loud? Here is a simple practice. I call it the 5-minute reset. You do not need a quiet room. You do not need headphones. You do not need an app. You just need 5 minutes and your ears. Step 1. Wherever you are at your desk, on the bus, in your kitchen, stop everything. Put your phone face down. Close your eyes if you can. Step 2. Listen. Do not judge the sounds. Do not label them as good or bad, loud or quiet. Just listen. Like you are hearing the world for the first time. Like you are a child who has never heard a car before. What is that sound? What is its shape? Is it round, sharp, smooth, heavy? Step 3. Choose one sound, any sound. The hum of the refrigerator, the traffic outside, your own breathing. Pick one and follow it, like a fisherman following the fish. Let everything else fade away. Step 4. Stay with that one sound for 60 seconds. Just 60 seconds. Do not think about it. Do not analyze it. Just listen. Let the sound fill your ears the way water fills a cup. Slowly, completely. Step 5. Open your eyes and notice how you feel. Most people feel calmer, clearer, lighter. Not because the noise stopped, but because they chose how to hear it. For 60 seconds, they were not a victim of the noise. They were the tuning fork, choosing their own vibration. You can do this anywhere. On the train, at your desk, in a crowded room, in the middle of an argument, in the middle of a panic. 5 minutes, one sound, one choice. That is your sound sanctuary. Not a place, a practice. One last picture for you tonight. Imagine an orchestra, 50 musicians on a stage, violins, cellos, trumpets, drums, flutes, 50 different instruments, playing 50 different notes at the same time. If you sit in the audience and you do not know music, it sounds like chaos, noise, a wall of sound hitting your ears. You cannot separate the violin from the trumpet. You cannot hear the flute behind the drums. It is all one big, beautiful, overwhelming noise. But the conductor sees something different, hears something different. The conductor stands in front of the orchestra with a small stick in their hand, and they hear every instrument separately. They hear the violin in the back left corner playing slightly too fast. They hear the trumpet that is a little too loud. They hear the tiny bell that no one in the audience can even notice. The conductor does not hear noise. The conductor hears music, not because the sound is different, but because the conductor has learned to listen differently, with intention, with patience, with years of training the ear to separate, to focus, to choose. The world is an orchestra. You can hear it as noise, or you can learn to be the conductor. My friend, this is what I am inviting you to become. Not someone who escapes from noise. Not someone who hides in silence. Not someone who wears earplugs and closes the curtains and pretends the world is not there. Not someone who needs a perfect quiet room to feel peace, but a conductor. Someone who stands in the middle of the noise, eyes open, ears open, heart open, and hears the music that no one else can hear. The music of your own, breathing in, out, steady as a drum. The music of rain on a window, each drop a tiny note in an endless song. The music of a friend's voice saying your name, the most beautiful word in any language. The music of silence between the sounds, the pause between the notes where the real beauty lives. When you become the conductor, the noise stops being your enemy. It becomes your instrument, something you work with, something you shape, something that serves you instead of controlling you. This is the deepest form of stillness, not the absence of sound, but the mastery of listening. And it changes everything, not just how you hear the world, but how you hear other people. When you learn to listen deeply to sounds, you also learn to listen deeply to humans, to hear what they are really saying underneath their words, to hear the sadness behind the smile, the fear behind the anger, the love behind the silence. Deep listening makes you more present, more kind, more patient, more connected. It does not just quiet your mind, it opens your heart. So, my friend, here is a gentle invitation for tomorrow. At some point during your day, it does not matter when, give yourself 5 minutes of deep listening. Not meditation, not silence, just listening. Put your phone down, close your eyes, and listen to the world as it is, not as you wish it were, not as you fear it is, just as it is. Find the farthest sound, find the closest sound, find the one you have never noticed before, and stay with it. For 5 minutes, let your brain rest from filtering. Let your ears rest from ignoring. Let your heart rest from defending. You do not need a special place. You do not need an app. You do not need permission. You just need your ears, and the choice to use them not as shields against the world, but as doors that open into it, doors that open to a stillness that was always there, inside the noise, inside the chaos, inside the buzzing, humming, ringing, honking, beeping world you live in. Inside you. The stillness lives inside you. It has always lived there, underneath the notifications, underneath the worry, underneath the noise you have been carrying for years. It is waiting, patient, quiet, ready. All you have to do is listen. The stillness was never gone. You just forgot how to listen for it. Let me leave you with these pictures tonight, my friend. You are standing in front of a waterfall. The noise of the world crashing down in front of you. Endless, powerful, overwhelming. But behind the waterfall, there is a cave. Dry, quiet, warm. You do not need to stop the water. You just need to step behind it. The cave is always there. You are a fisherman by a noisy river, boats and voices and splashing everywhere. But you are listening for one thing, the fish, the tiny splash, and by choosing what to hear, the rest falls away. Stillness is not hearing nothing. It is choosing what to listen to. Your mind is a window covered in dust, layer after layer of noise, notifications, news, opinions, scroll after scroll. But the view behind the glass has not changed. it is still beautiful. It is still clear. You just need to wipe the glass. 5 minutes of quiet. That is all it takes. You are a tuning fork, vibrating with whatever is near you, but you can choose your frequency. You can choose which sound to resonate with. Calm, steady, slow. You are not a victim of the noise. You are the one who decides what vibrates inside you. And you are a conductor, standing in front of an orchestra of chaos, 50 sounds at once, but you hear each one. You hear the music inside the noise. You hear the silence between the notes. The world will never be quiet, my friend, but you can be. The stillness was never outside you. It was always inside, waiting for you to stop, to listen, to hear what was always there, underneath everything. Thank you for being here today, my friend. Thank you for choosing to spend this quiet time with me. Your presence in this cozy space means more than you know. If this episode gave you a moment of peace, I would love it if you tap like and subscribe to the channel, not for the numbers, but because every small click helps someone else find this quiet corner when they need it most. Take care of your heart tonight. Be gentle with your soul. I am so proud of you for being here. Goodbye for now, friend. Hi, my friend. It's Hope, and I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to English and Chill with Hope. This is a calm space where we learn English slowly, one gentle step at a time. No pressure, no rush. Just relax, take a slow breath, and let's begin. I want to ask you something strange. Where do your best ideas come to you? Not at your desk, not in a meeting, not while you are staring at your computer, trying to think harder. I bet your best ideas come to you in the shower, or on a walk, or lying in bed at night, or sitting on the bus, staring out the window at nothing. Have you noticed this? That strange, almost magical moment when after hours of trying, after forcing your brain to think you finally give up, you stop trying, you step into the hot water, you close your eyes, and suddenly the answer appears. Clear, complete, like it was waiting behind a door, and you just needed to stop knocking so hard. You have probably felt this many times, and every time you thought, what a strange coincidence. But it is not a coincidence, my friend. It is not luck. It is not random. It is the way your brain is designed to work. Your brain does its deepest, most creative thinking when you are doing nothing. Not when you are busy, not when you are grinding, not when you are filling every second with work and noise and effort. When you stop, that is when the magic happens. Tonight, I want to show you why doing nothing might be the most productive thing you ever do. But first, I need to say something that will feel uncomfortable. We live in a world that worships busyness, a world that says, if you are not doing something every minute, you are wasting time. If you are not productive, you are lazy. If you are resting, you are falling behind. This is a lie. A very popular, very convincing, very exhausting lie. The truth is the opposite. Constant busyness does not make you smarter. It makes you tired, and tired brains do not create. They just repeat. Tonight, we will explore 5 quiet pictures of what really happens inside your mind when you stop working, when you stop scrolling, when you stop trying, and you will see that nothing is not empty at all. It is full of something extraordinary. Imagine a bakery, a small, warm bakery on a quiet street. During the day, the shop is open. Customers come in. They buy bread. They ask questions. The baker is busy serving, smiling, wrapping loaves in paper, counting change. The baker is working hard. But the baker is not baking. The real baking happens at night, after the shop closes, after the last customer leaves, after the lights go off and the sign says, "Closed." That is when the bakers go to work. In the warm, quiet kitchen, no customers, no questions, no interruptions, just flour and water and heat and time. They mix the dough, they knead it slowly, they shape the loaves, they slide them into the hot oven, and then they wait, in the silence, in the warmth, while the bread rises. And when the morning comes, when you walk past the bakery and smell that incredible, warm, golden smell, the bread is ready, fresh, perfect, waiting for you. You did not see the work, you did not hear the mixing, you did not watch the rising, but it happened, in the dark, in the quiet, while you were sleeping. Your brain is a bakery. The best bread is baked at night when the shop is closed and the world is quiet. My friend, your brain works exactly like this bakery. During the day, your brain is the shop, open, busy, serving customers, answering emails, solving problems, making decisions, processing information. Your brain is working hard, but it is not creating, it is serving. The creating happens when the shop closes, when you stop working, when you lie down, when you walk, when you stare at the ceiling, when you do nothing. That is when your brain goes into the kitchen and starts baking. Scientists have a name for this. They call it the default mode. It is the state your brain enters when you are not focused on any specific task, when your mind wanders, when you daydream, when you look out the window and your thoughts drift like clouds. And here is the surprising part, the part that changes everything you thought you knew about productivity. Your brain uses more energy in this mode than when you are concentrating. More energy, not less, more. Read that again. When you are doing nothing, when you are staring at the ceiling, when you are walking without a destination, when you are lying in bed, letting your thoughts float, your brain is burning more fuel than when you are studying for an exam or solving a math problem. Your brain is not resting when you do nothing. It is working harder than ever, just differently. Not in the shop, in the kitchen, not serving customers, baking bread, not answering questions, creating answers. What is it doing back there, in the quiet kitchen? It is connecting ideas that seemed completely unrelated. A conversation from Tuesday and a book you read 3 months ago. A problem at work and a song you heard on the bus. A feeling from your childhood and a dream you had last night. It is sorting through the mess of your day and finding patterns you missed while you were busy. It is taking all the ingredients, the flour of your experiences, the water of your emotions, the yeast of your curiosity, and mixing them into something new, something you could never have created while you were trying, because trying is the shop and the bread is baked in the kitchen. That idea you had in the shower? Your brain baked it while you were not looking, while you thought nothing was happening, while you felt guilty for wasting time. Something was always happening. The bakery never closes. It just waits for you to close the shop. Now imagine a well, an old stone well in the middle of a village. The villagers come every morning. They lower a bucket. They pull up water, fresh, cold, clear, day after day, bucket after bucket. The well provides. It always has. But one summer, the village grows. More people, more houses, more thirst. The villagers come to the well 10 times a day instead of 2. They pull water in the morning, at lunch, in the afternoon, at night. Bucket after bucket after bucket. And one day, the bucket comes up empty. The well is dry. The villagers look down into the darkness. No water, just dry stone. They panic. "The well is broken. The water is gone. We need to dig a new well." But the well is not broken. The well just needs time. Underneath the ground, there are springs, tiny underground rivers that flow slowly through the earth. They feed the well. They refill it, drop by drop, hour by hour. But only if you stop pulling. If you keep lowering the bucket, keep pulling, keep taking, keep demanding, the springs cannot keep up. The water level drops faster than it rises, and the well goes dry. Your creativity is a well. If you never stop pulling, it runs dry. But if you rest the springs, refill it. Deeper, cleaner, colder than before. My friend, this is exactly what is happening to your mind right now. You are pulling from the well all day long, every day, without stopping. Your phone is a bucket. Every scroll is a pull. Every notification is a pull. Every video, every podcast, every article, every message, pull, pull, pull. You wake up and immediately pull. You eat lunch while pulling. You lie in bed at night, still pulling. Your brain never gets a chance to refill. The springs, the deep, slow, underground rivers of creativity and clarity, they are trying to flow. But you are pulling too fast, too often, too constantly. And then you sit down to work, to write, to think, to create, and nothing. The bucket comes up empty. And you think, "I am not creative. I have no ideas. Something is wrong with me." Nothing is wrong with you. Your well just needs rest. Your springs just need time. Your brain just needs 5 minutes, 5 real minutes without input, without pulling, without consuming. In our episode about finding stillness, we talked about the waterfall and the cave, how you need to step behind the noise to find quiet. The well is the same truth from a deeper place. The waterfall was about hearing differently. The well is about creating differently. Both require the same thing, stopping. Have you ever worked on a puzzle? A big puzzle, 1,000 pieces spread across a table. You sit down. You try to force pieces together. You pick up a piece. You try it here. No. There. No. You turn it. You press it. You compare it to 20 other pieces. Nothing fits. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Your eyes are tired. Your neck hurts. Your fingers ache. And the puzzle looks the same, a mess of disconnected pieces. So you stand up. Frustrated, defeated, you walk away. You go to the kitchen. You make tea. You stare out the window at the rain. You think about nothing. And the next morning, you walk past the table. You glance down at the puzzle, and immediately, without trying, without thinking, you see it, the piece you were looking for. Right there, obvious. Clear as day. You pick it up. It fits perfectly. And suddenly, 3 more pieces fall into place. And then 5 more. The puzzle did not change overnight. The pieces did not rearrange themselves. Nothing moved. What changed was your brain. When you walked away, when you made tea, when you stared at the rain, when you thought about nothing, your brain did not stop working on the puzzle. It just moved the work underground, into the kitchen of the bakery, into the springs of the well, into the quiet, invisible part of your mind that works without your permission. And when you came back the next morning, your brain had already sorted the pieces, quietly, while you were not paying attention. When you walk away from the problem, your brain does not stop working on it. It just stops panicking. And that is when the answer comes. My friend, I want you to try something right now. Think about the last time you had an aha moment. A moment when an answer suddenly appeared, when something clicked, when you understood something that had confused you for days. Where were you? Were you at your desk? Were you studying? Were you concentrating? Or were you somewhere else? Walking, cooking, driving, taking a shower, falling asleep. I am willing to bet it was the second one, because that is how the human brain works. It has worked this way for thousands of years, long before smartphones, long before to-do lists, long before anyone invented the word productivity. The greatest ideas in history came to people who were doing nothing. A scientist was sitting in a bathtub. He watched the water rise, and he understood something about physics that changed the world. A mathematician was stepping onto a bus, not thinking about math at all, and the formula appeared in his mind. Complete, perfect, from nowhere. These moments were not accidents. They were the brain doing what it does best, connecting ideas in the quiet, in the space between thoughts, in the beautiful, messy, mysterious act of doing absolutely nothing. Imagine a field of wildflowers, yellow, purple, white, swaying in the breeze, and above the flowers, butterflies, dozens of them, blue ones, orange ones, small ones with spotted wings. You want to catch one, so you grab a net and you run. You chase a blue butterfly, you swing the net, you miss, it flies left. You follow, you swing again, miss, it goes higher. You jump, you reach, you stretch. Your heart is pounding, your arms are aching, and the butterfly is gone, disappeared into the sky. Too fast, too free, too alive to be caught by force. So you give up. You sit down on a rock, breathing hard, sweating, disappointed, and you close your eyes. You feel the sun on your face. You hear the wind. You smell the flowers. You do nothing. And then you feel it. Something soft, something light, something impossibly gentle. A butterfly landing on your shoulder. You did not catch it. You did not chase it. You did not earn it. It came to you because you were still. Ideas are like butterflies. Chase them and they fly away. Sit still and they land on your shoulder. My friend, I want to tell you something that might sound strange. You need to schedule nothing into your day on purpose, like a meeting, like a deadline, like lunch. Not meditation, not yoga, not a podcast, not relaxation music, not scrolling Instagram in bed and calling it rest. Real nothing, true nothing. The kind of nothing where your brain has zero input and zero output, where you sit and stare and breathe and let the butterflies come. 10 minutes, that is all. 10 minutes in the morning before you check your phone, or 10 minutes after lunch when you sit by a window and look outside without thinking, or 10 minutes at night when you lie in bed with no screen, no sound, no plan. These 10 minutes are not wasted time. They are the most productive 10 minutes of your day, because that is when your brain enters the kitchen. That is when the springs refill. That is when the puzzle pieces sort themselves. That is when the butterflies come. The world will tell you that 10 minutes of nothing is laziness. The world is wrong. 10 minutes of nothing is strategy. It is investment. It is the secret weapon of every creative mind that has ever lived. One last picture for you tonight, and this one might be my favorite. Imagine a compost pile. In the corner of a garden. You know what compost is? It is the pile where you throw everything that seems useless. Old vegetable scraps, brown banana peels, coffee grounds, eggshells, dead leaves, wilted flowers. It looks like garbage. If you walk past it, you might hold your nose. You might think, that is just a pile of waste. Nothing good can come from that. But underneath the surface, in the warm, dark, invisible center of the pile, something extraordinary is happening. The waste is decomposing, breaking down, transforming. The banana peel is becoming nutrients. The coffee grounds are becoming minerals. The dead leaves are becoming the richest soil you have ever seen. Dark, warm, alive, full of everything a new plant needs to grow. Gardeners know this secret. It is one of the oldest secrets in the world. The best flowers, the biggest tomatoes, the sweetest strawberries, the most beautiful roses, they do not grow from fancy soil you buy at the store. They do not grow from perfect conditions. They grow from compost, from garbage, from the things everyone else threw away, from the stuff that looked useless, from the mess that smelled bad, from the pile no one wanted to touch. The most beautiful things grow from the ugliest beginnings. Your useless experiences are not wasted. They are composting. And one day, the most beautiful idea will grow from that dark, messy pile. My friend, your brain has a compost pile too, a big one. Every random thought you had today, compost. Every boring meeting where your mind drifted, compost. Every conversation that seemed to go nowhere, compost. Every article you half read and forgot, compost. Every dream you cannot remember, compost. Every moment of staring at the ceiling feeling guilty for not being productive. That is the richest compost of all. All of it goes into the pile, and all of it is decomposing, breaking down, reconnecting, transforming into something new. That idea you will have next week, the one that seems to come from nowhere, it will not come from nowhere. It will come from the compost, from the dead leaves of last Tuesday, from the coffee grounds of a conversation you barely remember, from the eggshells of a failure you thought was pointless. Nothing is wasted. Not a single experience, not a single thought, not a single unproductive hour. It is all composting. Slowly, quietly, in the dark. And when the time is right, something will grow from it that will take your breath away. In our episode about not wasting your life, we talked about the candle, how it gives light even as it disappears. The compost is the deepest version of that idea. The candle transforms wax into light. The compost transforms waste into life. Both require patience. Both happen in the dark. Both prove that nothing, absolutely nothing, is ever truly wasted. So, my friend, here is a gentle invitation for tonight. Tomorrow, at some point during your day, give yourself 10 minutes of nothing. Not rest, not relaxation, nothing. Put your phone in another room, turn off the music, close the laptop, sit somewhere, anywhere, and do nothing. Think nothing, plan nothing, consume nothing. Just sit and let your brain close the shop. Let it go into the kitchen. Let the bakers start mixing. Let the springs begin to flow. Let the puzzle pieces sort themselves. Let the butterflies know it is safe to land. You will feel uncomfortable. That is normal. That is expected. Your brain has forgotten what silence feels like. Your fingers will itch for your phone. Your mind will scream, "This is a waste of time. You should be doing something. Check your messages. Open an app. Do anything." Smile at that voice. It is just the shop owner panicking because the shop is closed. But the bakers are working. Trust them. And then, just breathe. And wait. And trust that the bakery is working. Even when the shop is closed. especially when the shop is closed. The next time you feel guilty for doing nothing, remember, your brain is not resting, it is creating. Let me leave you with these pictures tonight, my friend. Hold them gently. They are permission slips. Permission to stop. Permission to rest. Permission to do the most powerful nothing of your life. Your brain is a night bakery. During the day, it serves customers. But the real bread, the warm, golden, perfect bread, is baked at night. When the shop is closed, when the world is quiet, when you finally stop working and let the bakers do what they do best, your creativity is a well. Deep, ancient, fed by underground springs. But if you pull water all day, phone, scroll, consume, repeat, the well runs dry. Stop pulling. Let the springs refill. The water will come back, clearer and deeper than before. Your brain is a puzzle table. You cannot force the pieces. Walk away, make tea, stare at the rain. When you come back, the pieces will fit, not because they changed, but because your brain sorted them while you were not looking. Ideas are butterflies. Chase them and they disappear. Sit still on a rock in a field of flowers. Close your eyes, feel the sun, and the butterfly will land on your shoulder, gently, softly, without you doing anything at all. And your life is a compost pile. Every experience, even the boring ones, the painful ones, the useless ones, is decomposing into something rich, something alive, something that will grow the most beautiful idea you have ever had. Doing nothing is not laziness, my friend. It is the garden where your best ideas grow. Close the shop, rest the well, put down the net, and trust the compost. The bread is baking. The water is rising. The butterfly is coming. You just need to be still enough to receive it, and you will. I promise you will. Thank you for being here today, my friend. Thank you for choosing to spend this quiet time with me. Your presence in this cozy space means more than you know. If this episode gave you a moment of peace, I would love it if you tap like and subscribe to the channel. Not for the numbers, but because every small click helps someone else find this quiet corner when they need it most. Take care of your heart tonight. Be gentle with your soul. I am so proud of you for being here. Goodbye for now, friend. Hi, my friend. It's Hope, and I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to English and Chill with Hope. This is a calm space where we learn English slowly, one gentle step at a time. No pressure, no rush. Just relax, take a slow breath, and let's begin. Before I say anything tonight, I want to try something. I am going to stop talking for 10 seconds, and I want you to just listen, not to me, to everything else, to the silence, to what is hiding inside it. Ready? What did you hear? Maybe the hum of your phone, maybe the sound of your own breathing, maybe the blood moving through your ears, maybe a car far away, maybe nothing. But I bet something happened inside you during those 10 seconds. Something interesting. Maybe you felt uncomfortable, like something was wrong, like the silence was a mistake, like I should have been talking. Maybe you felt a pull, a need to check your phone, to fill the space, to do something. Or maybe, just maybe, you felt something soft open inside you, a small door, a quiet room you forgot existed, a place where your thoughts slowed down just for a moment. That is the power of silence. Not what it sounds like, but what it does to you. A wise man once said, "I never learned anything while I was talking." Think about that. Every important thing you have ever learned, every deep truth, every real understanding, every moment of clarity came when you were quiet, when you were listening, when you stopped performing and started receiving. Tonight, I want to talk about silence, not as emptiness, but as your most powerful teacher. We think of silence as nothing, as a gap, as the space between the important parts. But what if the space is the important part? Think about music. A song is not just notes, it is also the silence between the notes. Without the pauses, music is just noise. The pauses give the notes meaning. The pauses give the music room to breathe. Life works the same way. Without silence, your thoughts are just noise. Your feelings are just reactions. Your days are just motion. Silence is where meaning lives. Tonight, we will explore 5 quiet pictures of what silence teaches when we are brave enough to listen. Imagine a classroom, a school. You are a student. You are sitting at your desk. Every day, the teacher talks, all day, without stopping. Facts, rules, instructions, opinions, more facts, more rules. Your notebook is full, your hand is tired, your brain is buzzing, but here is the strange thing. You are not learning. You are copying, you are repeating, you are storing words. But you are not understanding. Not deeply, not in the way that changes you. Now imagine one day the teacher walks in, sits down, and says nothing. The room is quiet. You look around. Other students look confused. Someone whispers, "What's happening?" Nothing is happening, and that is exactly the point. Because in that silence, something shifts. Without the teacher's voice filling the room, you start to hear something else. Your own thoughts, your own questions, your own understanding. Wait, I think I know why that formula works. Oh, I never thought about it that way before. Actually, I disagree with what we learned yesterday. These thoughts could not exist while the teacher was talking. They needed space. They needed quiet. They needed the teacher to stop so the student could start. The best teacher is not the one who talks the most. It is the one who knows when to be silent. My friend, your life is that classroom. And the noise your phone, social media, other people's opinions, the news, the constant stream of content that is the teacher who never stops talking. You are always receiving, always listening, always filling your notebook with someone else's words. But when did you last hear your own? When did you last sit in the empty classroom of your own mind and think, what do I actually believe? What do I actually feel? What do I actually want? These questions cannot be answered in noise. They can only be answered in silence. In our previous episode, we talked about why your best ideas come when you are doing nothing. That is the bakery working at night. But tonight is different. Tonight is not about ideas. It is about truth. Your truth, the kind of knowing that only comes when every other voice goes quiet and yours is the only one left. Put your hand on your chest right now. Feel your heartbeat. Boom, boom, boom. Steady, faithful, always there. Since the day you were born, this rhythm has never stopped, not for a second. Now notice something you have probably never noticed before. Between each beat, there is a pause, a tiny gap, a fraction of a second where your heart is completely still, not beating, not pumping, not working, just resting, gathering, preparing. Boom, pause, boom, pause, boom, pause. That pause is not death. That pause is not a problem. That pause is not the heart failing. That pause is where your heart gathers strength, where it refills with blood, where it resets itself, where it finds the energy for the next beat. Without the pause, your heart would burn out. It would beat and beat and beat faster and faster until it could not beat anymore. The pause is not the opposite of life. The pause is life. The pause is what makes the next beat possible. Silence is the pause between life's heartbeats. Without it, the heart of your mind burns out. Your life has heartbeats too, my friend. Conversations are beats. Meetings are beats. Messages are beats. Decisions are beats. Tasks, deadlines, phone calls, emails, beat, 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 beat. But where are your pauses? Most people have no pauses. Their day is one continuous beat. Morning to night, alarm clock to pillow, notification to notification, conversation to conversation, screen to screen, task to task. No gaps, no space, no silence between the beats. And they wonder why they feel exhausted, why they cannot think clearly, why they snap at people they love for no reason, why they cry in the shower, why they feel empty even though their days are completely full. They are a heart without a pause, still beating, but running on nothing, burning out slowly, and calling it being productive. Silence is your pause, my friend. Not a long retreat in the mountains, not a week at a meditation center, not an expensive app with whale sounds. Just a breath, a moment, a gap between beats. 5 seconds between checking your phone and opening the next app. Let those 5 seconds exist. Do not fill them. 3 seconds before you answer a hard question. Let the question sit in the air. Feel it before you respond. 1 minute of sitting in your car after you park before you walk into the house. Feel the engine turn off. Feel the stillness. Let it hold you. These tiny pauses do not look like much. Nobody will notice them. Nobody will applaud them. Nobody will post them on Instagram. But they are the difference between a heart that lasts and a heart that burns out, between a mind that thinks clearly and a mind that just reacts, between a life that feels alive and a life that feels like a treadmill you cannot step off. A psychologist who has studied silence for over 10 years said something beautiful. She said that silence is never a pure experience. It always coexists with something, a sound, a thought, a feeling. Even in the quietest room ever built, you can hear your own eyelashes touching your skin. So silence is not the absence of everything. It is the presence of attention, the pause where you stop doing and start noticing, start feeling, start hearing what has been there all along underneath the noise. And noticing is how you learn. Noticing is how you grow. Noticing is how you become the person you have been too busy to become. Now I want to teach you something that changed how I think about silence. Not all silence is the same. There are different kinds. Let me show you 3. The first kind is the silence that is forced on you. This is when someone tells you to be quiet, when you have something to say but you are afraid, when a boss or a parent or a partner makes you feel like your voice does not matter. This silence is not peaceful. It is painful. It is the silence of being invisible, of being small, of swallowing your truth because speaking it feels dangerous. This is not the silence I am talking about tonight. This silence is a wound, and wounds need healing, not more silence. The second kind is the silence of rules. This is the silence in a hospital, in a library, in a temple. in a meeting when someone important is speaking. This silence has a purpose. It creates order. It shows respect. It is useful, but it is not deep. It is silence from the outside, following rules, not finding truth. The third kind is the silence that teaches. This is the silence you choose, the silence you enter on purpose, with intention, with openness. This is the silence of sitting on your bed and feeling your own heartbeat. The silence of walking without headphones and hearing the world as it really is. The silence of not checking your phone for 20 minutes and discovering what your mind does when it is free. This silence is not comfortable, not at first. When you first enter it, you feel restless, bored, anxious, like sitting in a chair with no phone and nothing to do. Your mind races. Your legs want to move. You want to fill the space with something, anything, because the emptiness feels wrong. But if you stay, if you sit with the discomfort and wait, if you breathe through the urge to run, something shifts. The racing slows. The anxiety softens. The restlessness melts into something warmer. And underneath all the noise, you hear something quiet, something honest, something that has been waiting for you, patiently, for a long time. Your truth, your real feelings, your real questions, the things you have been too busy to hear, too distracted to notice, too scared to face. This is the silence that teaches, and this is what tonight is about. The silence that teaches is not comfortable, but the most important lessons never are. My friend, which kind of silence fills your life right now? Are you carrying the first kind, the wound of being silenced? The heavy, painful silence of words you could not say? If so, that wound needs voice, not more quiet. Find someone safe, a friend, a therapist, a journal. Let the words come out. You have been silent long enough. Are you living mostly in the second kind, the polite, everyday silence of rules and social situations? That is fine. That is normal. But it will not change you. It will not teach you anything new about yourself. Or are you brave enough tonight, tomorrow, this week, to enter the third kind? The chosen silence? The silence that is messy and uncomfortable and honest? The kind where you close your eyes and let whatever is inside you rise up to the surface? That is where the real teaching happens. Not in the peace, not in the calm, but in the willingness to sit with your own mind, your own heart, your own uncomfortable, beautiful, complicated truth, until the peace arrives on its own, which it will. It always does. Open a book, any book. Look at the page, not at the words, at the space around the words, the margins, the gaps between lines, the space between paragraphs, the blank area at the top and bottom. Now imagine someone removed all the white space, all the margins, all the gaps. Every centimeter of the page is covered in tiny black letters. No space, no breaks, no room to breathe. Could you read it? No. Your eyes would hurt. Your brain would freeze. You would close the book and walk away. The white space is what makes the words readable. The nothing is what gives the something its shape. Without space, words are just ink. With space, words become meaning. Silence is the white space of your life. Without it, everything you do becomes unreadable even to yourself. This is true for speaking too. The most powerful speakers are not the ones who talk the fastest. They are the ones who pause. A pause before an important word makes that word land harder. A moment of silence after a question makes the question echo inside the listener's mind. Silence between words is not weakness. It is not forgetting what to say. It is the white space that makes your words matter. And in relationships, this is the most important part. The same thing is true. The best conversations are not the longest ones. They are not the ones where both people talk for 2 hours without stopping. They are the ones with the most honest pauses. The moments when someone says something true and the other person does not rush to respond. They do not jump in with advice. They do not say, "I know exactly how you feel." They do not try to fix anything. They just sit with it. They let the truth have space. They let the words breathe, like white space on a page. I'm struggling right now. Pause. Space. Silence. 3 seconds where nothing happens except one person truly hearing another. That silence is louder than any words. That silence says, "I hear you. I am here." Your words matter enough for me to stop everything. Stop thinking about what to say next. Stop planning my response. Stop making it about me, and just listen. Someone once said, "First be interested, then be interesting." That is the secret of every good conversation, every deep friendship, every lasting relationship, every meaningful life. Listen more than you speak, and let the white space do its work. The pauses are not the gaps between the important parts. The pauses are the important parts. One last picture for you tonight, and I want you to hold this one very close. Imagine there is a person, an old teacher, very old, very wise, very quiet. You have never seen this teacher's face clearly, just a shape in the corner of your eye, a warmth you feel when the room is still, a presence you cannot explain. This teacher follows you everywhere, into your office, into your kitchen, into your bedroom, onto the bus, into the shower, to every meeting, every dinner, every walk, every sleepless night. But this teacher never speaks. Never. Not a single word. Not a single instruction. Not a single "you should do this" or "you made a mistake." Not a lecture. Not a lesson plan. Not even a whisper. The teacher just sits in the corner of every room, quietly, patiently, watching you, not judging, not grading, not keeping score, not disappointed, not impressed, just being there, present, still, like a candle flame that does not move. And here is the strange, beautiful, mysterious thing. When the teacher is near, when you notice the teacher, you think differently. You slow down, not because someone told you to, but because the presence of silence changes the speed of your thoughts. You notice things you usually miss, the way the light falls on the table, the sound of your own breathing, the way your heart beats faster when you are about to say something dishonest, the way your stomach tightens when you are about to make a decision you know is wrong. You hear your own thoughts more clearly, not the loud ones, not the anxious ones, not the ones that repeat and repeat like a broken radio, the quiet ones, the deep ones, the ones that whisper instead of shout. And you make better decisions, not because the teacher told you what to do, not because you received advice, not because you found the answer in a book or a video or a podcast, but because the teacher's silence created a space, a small, warm, honest space where you could finally hear your own wisdom. The teacher is not teaching you answers. The teacher is teaching you to listen to the answers you already have, the answers that have been inside you your whole life, under the noise, under the fear, under the performance, under the "I'm fine." Silence does not give you the answers. It teaches you to hear the answers you already carry. My friend, that old teacher is silence. It has been with you since your first breath. in every room you have ever entered, at every table you have ever sat at, on every walk you have ever taken, in every silent moment between conversations, in every pause between heartbeats, in every gap between your thoughts. It never spoke, it never will, but it has been teaching you through every pause, every gap, every quiet moment to hear yourself, to trust yourself, to know yourself. The problem is not that the teacher is absent. The teacher has never left, not once, not for a second. The problem is that you have been too busy to notice, too distracted, too loud, too full of other people's words and opinions and voices to hear the one teacher who has been sitting in the corner of your life since the day you were born. You fill every room with noise. Music in the kitchen, podcast on the walk, video in bed, scrolling on the bus, talking in the car, planning in the shower, worrying in the dark. Thanks for watching, and click the next video. Until the teacher is invisible. Until the silence is buried so deep that you forget it exists. But here is the truth that will set you free. The teacher is patient, more patient than any human you will ever meet, more patient than your mother, more patient than your best friend, more patient than time itself. The teacher will wait a year, a decade, a lifetime. The teacher does not get bored, does not get frustrated, does not give up on you. The teacher just sits there, in the corner, in the quiet, in the warmth, until one day, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe 10 years from now, you turn around and you see the teacher for the first time, and you say, "Oh, you were here the whole time. You were always here." And the teacher will smile, silently, without a word, and the lesson will begin. In our episode about finding stillness, we talked about the conductor learning to hear music inside the chaos. The old teacher is what comes after the conductor. The conductor learns to hear individual sounds. The teacher learns to hear truth, and truth only speaks in silence. So, my friend, here is a gentle invitation for tonight. Tomorrow, give silence a chance to teach you, just once, just one moment. Pick one moment from your day. It can be tiny. Nobody else needs to know. Maybe the walk from your door to your car, or from the bus stop to your office. Take your headphones out. Do not put on music. Do not call someone. Just walk and listen to the world without a filter. The traffic, the birds, the wind, your own footsteps. Let the sounds exist without commentary, without judgment. Just hear. Maybe the first 3 minutes after you wake up, before your hand reaches for the phone. Stay in the silence. Feel the sheets. Feel the weight of your head on the pillow. Let your thoughts float like clouds. Do not grab them. Do not chase them. Just watch them drift. Maybe a conversation. The next time someone tells you something important, something real, something vulnerable, do not respond immediately. Pause for 3 seconds. Just 3. Let their words sit in the white space between you. Feel the words before you answer. Let the silence say what your words cannot. One moment of chosen silence. That is all I am asking. Not forever, not an hour, not even 10 minutes. Just one breath-length pause where you let the old teacher do their work. And notice what happens. Notice what you hear that you normally miss. Notice what rises up from the quiet. Notice the truth that was always there, hidden under the noise, waiting for you. Patient as the teacher in the corner, silence has been teaching you your whole life. You just never stop to listen to the lesson. Let me leave you with these pictures tonight, my friend. 5 pictures. 5 lessons from the most patient teacher you will ever have. Silence is an empty classroom. When the teacher stops talking, you start thinking, not repeating, not copying, not memorizing someone else's words, thinking your own thoughts, asking your own questions, finding your own truth. The empty room is not the absence of learning. It is where the deepest learning lives. Silence is the pause between heartbeats. Without it, your heart burns out, your mind burns out, your patience burns out, your love burns out. The pauses do not look important. They are invisible. They are the smallest parts of your day, but they are what keep you alive. They are what keep you human. 5 seconds, 3 breaths, 1 moment of stillness between the beats. That is enough. Silence comes in 3 kinds. The wound the silence forced on you, the rule the silence expected of you, and the teacher the silence you choose. You need to know which one you are carrying. The wound needs voice. The rule needs following. But the teacher, the third kind, the one that requires courage, that one changes everything, that is the one worth seeking. Silence is the white space on a page. Without it, your words are unreadable. Your conversations are unreadable. Your relationships are unreadable. Your life is unreadable. The nothing gives the something its shape. The pause gives the words their meaning. The gap gives the music its beauty. Be interested before you try to be interesting. Listen before you speak. And let the white space do its quiet, powerful, transformative work. And silence is an old teacher sitting in the corner of every room you have ever entered, never speaking, never judging, never leaving, always waiting, always patient, ready to teach you the one lesson no book can teach: how to hear yourself, how to trust yourself, how to be yourself underneath all the noise, underneath all the performance, underneath all the "I'm fine." The world is loud, my friend. It will always be loud. The notifications will never stop. The news will never slow down. The opinions will never run out. But the teacher is here, right now, sitting quietly, in the corner of this room, in the corner of your heart, waiting for you to turn around and say, "I'm ready. Teach me." And the lesson will begin the moment you stop talking, the moment you stop scrolling, the moment you stop running, and start listening. Thank you for being here today, my friend. Thank you for choosing to spend this quiet time with me. Your presence in this cozy space means more than you know. If this episode gave you a moment of peace, I would love it if you tap like and subscribe to the channel, not for the numbers, but because every small click helps someone else find this quiet corner when they need it most. Take care of your heart tonight. Be gentle with your soul. I am so proud of you for being here. Goodbye for now, friend.